Well, another record breaker today with the heat. As you see here, we had a lot of heat again today. A little lower humidity at times, but you could see that we also had some showers and thunderstorms pop up in the evening today. So a very active, interesting weather day. You could also see the haze from the wildfire smoke. And you can see over here, this is the cold front that's going to be approaching and bringing relief, though it will be a slow mover. And we're going to be going over all that in this video here. So you can see again, the question is there going to be smoke behind this? So that is the question. We still have to deal with that wildfire smoke. But you can clearly see what we've got going on here across the country. We're going to go to the Canada, northern U.S. We can look at that and again see all the smoke that's up there. Looks like we've got a lot of fires in Northwest Territories, so mainly Western Canada. So it depends. If area mass comes from Eastern Canada, we'll get rid of the smoke and we'll have some nice skies this weekend. But we're going to have to see how that all works out because there's still a lot of smoke there. And the models don't really go far enough out with that. But I first want to talk about the heat. We also have a flood watch in effect and an air quality alert in effect as well because of ozone and possibly some smoke. That was for today, so we'll have to see. Flood watch is in effect for tomorrow, night through Friday afternoon. So Thursday afternoon through Friday afternoon for the area because we could have some heavy rain and slow-moving showers and thunderstorms. Here's a flooding threat alert here. So you could see a widespread 1.5 to 3 inches likely, with as much as 5 inches possible for western Long Island. Eastern Long Island could see a widespread 1 to 2 inches, with locally as much as 3 inches. Much of this rain will fall in as little as 3 to 6 hours from Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. So an active day for tomorrow, and you can see they've put us in now they have a moderate risk for central New Jersey for highest risk for severe flooding, and then we are in the slight risk. That's the level 2. So this is going to be an active day. This is what we have with the rainfall amounts. Could be pretty heavy, and we did see some rain today as well from this as well. So we'll go to the Storm Prediction Center and also see what our severe risk is for tomorrow as well. And I believe we have that marginal risk just off to our west. But given what we saw today, I wouldn't be so sure that we won't see severe weather over Long Island tomorrow. So we had a bunch of records broken again today. So let's go to the Islip record report. Record high temperature set of 96 degrees at Islip today. Broke the old record of 95 set back in 1988. So this was a record-breaking heat wave rolling into day 3 now. And I think there were some other records, too, as well. Yep, Newark had a record as well of 101 degrees set, which broke the old record of 100 degrees set back. So another record high at Newark. Unbelievable. So we'll go look at the climatological reports for today. We'll get that out of the way first because it was a record breaker, 96 degrees for a high at Islip, a low of only 76, and that puts us 13. That was 13 degrees above normal for the high, and 11 degrees above normal for the day. And we're probably going to end this month above rainfall. We'll have to go over the monthly statistics probably Friday night if they're available. Central Park had a high of 95 and a low of 79. That's all it got down to. And let's go to Newark. They had a high of 90. Actually, no. This is a 101. This wasn't updated yet, so I don't know why this isn't updated yet. But it says it hit 99 today. But the low was only 80 at Newark. So that's not sure why that's not displaying that. In JFK, not much relief on the South Shore. High 95 and a low of only 80. So it just didn't cool off last night. It was a very warm night, which really just 11 degrees above normal for the day. I'll go to LaGuardia. Also tied their record of 99. They got up to 99, low of only 80 as well. And Bridgeport, I believe, also had a record as well, record high of 95, which tied the old record of 95. So another tie for the record at Bridgeport, 95, a low of only 76. So yeah, a brutal day. The humidity was a little bit lower for a time today. That's the only saving grace that we had today. Was the humidity was a little lower. So we're going to look at some of our current conditions right now. We're going to go over the highs first. I guess we'll do that. And you can see here, highs got into the mid-90s pretty much everywhere, even at the beach, upper 80s, but it was really humid at the beach. It's like a 102 in Floral Park, so yeah, mid to upper 90s, close to 100 in the middle of the island, and even out east, upper 80s to around 90. So yep, it got pretty hot today. 93 at Shirley, 93 at West Hampton, and in Central Park got to 95, and we look at Jersey again, pretty hot there, 99 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, so very hot. And the lows, obviously, yeah, they didn't get. Oddly enough, though, it did cool down to 72 in Toms, which is a lot better than what we had in the alley, of course. But lows generally in the mid 70s, unless you're in an urban hellhole. And currently, it is 84 at Islip. Okay, so I guess it's not that far off from the alley, but that's because it didn't rain there. But here it did rain, and it did drop the temperatures. 76 degrees at Levittown. So where it did rain, it did drop the temperatures because we had those thunderstorms come through. Except when I got into Mineola, I felt the temperature go up, and then once. So I'll just show you what this storm looked like. I have a whole video of it. You'll see. So you see here the clouds coming in here with the storm, and you can see here. And then the storm arrives. The storm went to our north. So I have a video of it. You'll see. This is what it. You can see a shelf cloud there, and see there's the shelf cloud, and it looked like a pretty strong thunderstorm. And yeah, look at that. That's a pretty ominous looking storm, but it kind of just passed us by. We had a little bit of brief light rain. We'll go to the right. We'll rewind the radar. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But we'll get to that alley temperature because it's pretty brutal. Of course, I got home in my apartment, 78 degrees, and inside in my bedroom. I had to put the second AC on again. And in the alley, yeah, it's still 85 degrees in the alley. So.
Oh, I hate this place!
Yep. So. Yeah, still, so it did cool off, but when in this area, in this neighborhood, and in that alley, forget it. It's like it never, like we never got any rain at all. So let's go look at the precipitation amounts from these storms. We'll do 6 hour. I guess we can do 6 hour. And it looks like some areas really got a lot of rain. 2.90. I don't know if these are errors or not. 1.22 at Old Westbury. So where these storms hit, it looks like, and we have that flood watch for tomorrow as well. So we'll go to the radar rewind now. We'll go to Vent to Sky and we'll rewind the radar and show you what happened this evening. So you can see we had some showers and thunderstorms popping up, mainly off to the north and west, and that's where I thought they were going to stay. But what wound up happening is an outflow boundary triggered some more showers and thunderstorms. So 7 o'clock, you can see one cell over. There was a special marine warning out for this cell that went over the North Shore, and then another one popped up right over. Looks like northwest Queens, and that moved right over the central part of Long Island here. So it looks like it went right over Mineola, or maybe just to the north. Looks like it went right over Mineola. That's the first part, but then there was another shower that popped up over there, and that one went a little further to the south and went over to the northern part of Rockville Center. It rained for all of 1 minute in Rockville Center, but most of it, and then it kind of fell apart as it went out into Suffolk County. You can see, poof, gone. That's what always happens. But let's go look at the Wonder Map and see. We get some more rainfall amounts because I'm really curious about that. See barely anything or nothing on the South Shore, but as you made your way further north, You'll notice as you get into Hempstead, all right, a little less than 1/4 of an inch there. But then look at this, just north, all right, Garden City looks like maybe a little under a, that's Garden City Park. We don't have a number for Garden City. Hofstra has nothing. Very patchy who got the rain and who didn't. But look, as you go north, just north of Mineola, East Williston, over a 1/2 an inch, 0.77 in on Williston Park there, 0.78 in Searington. So, yeah, it looks like the North Shore got a decent amount of rain, a 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Even I see even an inch reading here. So some areas wound up getting some decent rains today from those showers that popped up. The South Shore got nothing. Suffolk County got nothing. It was mainly Queens. Yeah, look at that. An inch, perhaps. I'm curious what the number was for LaGuardia, but yeah, 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rain here. So, like I said, some areas got it, some areas didn't get it. But it was. I do want to look at some of these weather stations, and we'll take a look and see what happened when the storms hit, because the temperature probably just like really dropped when that happened. So I probably went off a cliff because it was so hot earlier in the day. So we're going to look at this. Yeah, look at that. You can see what happened here. So the temperatures were slowly dropping, but then look at what happened here. It went from 90, boom, down to 75. And the winds picked up, too, when that, there were some wind gusts with that storm, it looks like. So some wind gusts. It did get kind of breezy with that storm. So there was a special marine warning out for it. Very interesting, to say the least. So anyway, yeah, we got to talk about the rain coming, so let's talk about that. Do have a cold front coming. I'll go to the weather map. So you can see there's that cold front coming through. It's a slow-moving cold front that's going to be approaching tomorrow evening, and we'll go to the European. So tomorrow it's going to be probably more clouds around, and then that rain develops and slowly moves in toward the evening. Could be some showers and thunderstorms, heavy at times, overnight into Friday, and then we start clearing it out slowly. See a little wave forms along the front, which is going to slow it down, but then the high pressure builds in, and we have a really nice, comfortable weekend, and that will be very nice indeed. So, but we've got to get through that rain for tomorrow night. So let's look at we'll keep the European on, so we'll show you the dew points here and how things are going to change here. So obviously, well, that's the other thing I did want to talk about for a moment. Let me go back to the weather and hazards map. It was less humid for a time today, so we're going to show you that as well. Dew points actually dropped. Go to Islip. I know it never rained at Islip. The dew point's now up to 74, but earlier in the day, notice the dew points dropped down into the 60s. So we did have some drier air come in, even though it was hot. It didn't feel quite as bad. So I just wanted to make a point of that. But tomorrow we're not going to see that humidity drop. So as we head into Thursday, you'll see we'll have the humid air in place. Maybe a little bit of a drop in the humidity here. You notice the dew points. You notice the dry air off to the north. That's the front right there. But you see how it kind of takes its time coming through, and eventually we get into that drier air by Saturday. But again, the core of it stays to the north. So I know they're saying, oh, this is a big cool down, but the core of it will stay to the north. But one thing you'll see is we'll have a couple of days, a good stretch of lower humidity when this front comes through. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, it won't be as hot with the cloud cover, and then this is that the heat wave is over. Friday is going to wind up being pretty cool, probably struggling to get up to 70. And then Saturday, we'll start seeing the temperatures probably get closer to 80 with the sunshine returning. On Sunday, the same thing. So let's go to the HRRR now that you kind of looked at the general idea of let's go to the HRRR, 0Z run of the HRRR. More on temperatures, and it kind of shows the story what's going to happen tomorrow. So it still is heat over Jersey, but you notice the cooler temperatures where the rain is falling just off to the north. And then as we get into Friday, the temperatures will struggle to reach 70 with clouds and maybe some breaks later on in the day. I'm going to be starting off on a wet note. Again, we'll look at the dew points on here too as well to show you those dew points. And again, we do have an easterly wind that develops tomorrow too. So between that and the cloud cover that we'll probably see more of, it won't be as hot as today. and then you'll see that northeasterly wind because of waveforms on the front Friday morning, and then breezy and cool, very cool, with lowering dew points on Friday. Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. So let's go to the precipitation here. Let me show you what happens with this front for tomorrow. You'll see the showers and thunderstorms breaking out as we get toward the late afternoon and early evening hours from west to east. Some of these could be severe with heavy rain, and then they'll be on and off showers and thunderstorms, and then it kind of just keeps like the chance of light rain. It has a really quick shot of rain. It's not as slow as some of the other models are, but it still has some lingering, possibly instability showers on Friday. That's what the HRRR is showing. We'll go to the total accumulated rainfall, which is showing a lot of rain. So this is why we could have some flash flooding with these storms. Wherever they hit could be locally 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we have. There's probably going to be some flash flood warnings issued with some of these storms. These could be intense tomorrow evening. So any time after, I would say, 4 or 5 o'clock is probably when it's going to start. And it could be quite heavy at times. It's going to be a very active day tomorrow. And you can see just what's going on, and we'll go to the Cape as well. So here's the Cape, and you'll notice that there are some high Cape numbers off to the south. That's where the severe element is most likely. But even though we may not see the wind issues, I think the storms could have a lot of lightning with them. They could be pretty intense. So we're going to have to definitely keep an eye on this. Definitely going to be very active starting anytime after 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow through the evening into the worst part of it will probably be tomorrow night. Like I said, between 4 and 5 to around probably 11 o'clock or so with the worst threat of this heavy rain. Let's go to the NAM here. This is the NAM, a 0Z NAM, which we have a little more in, which we can use actually, so we can see. You can see where the Cape is. Most of the Cape is off to the south, so that's where most of the severe threat will be. But the flooding threat is going to be over our area. So let's take a look at the NAM here. Has a few showers actually overnight in the morning, and then develops. The NAM's a little slower with the rain. It just has like it actually seems to have it come in a lot later. So the NAM. The timing on the NAM is more like toward midnight. I don't know if I'm going to buying that per se. I think it might be a little slow. And then the NAM, because it's slower, would linger the rain into at least part of Friday, at least probably till maybe around noon. Now the amounts are not as much. That's why I'm not buying this. This may not have the full amount of rain. This is only going up to tomorrow. Yeah, we're not getting the full. So this is what the earlier run has. But if I'm buying that, I think that it's going to be worse than that. I really do. Let's see what the Euro has for rainfall amounts. Even though it's a lower resolution, it's looks a little more like the HRRR. So let's go to the HDRPS next. HDRPS is not really all that impressive either. Has the heavier rain off to the west. So HDRPS seems to be of the slower solution. So it has the heavier rain mainly over Jersey. It kind of peters it out by the time it gets over here. Not sure if I'm going to buy that. The reason why I'm not sure if I'm going to buy that, and I have to keep putting the weather and hazards map back up here because we got to talk about the sea surface temperatures as well that we're seeing offshore. So some of these buoys, look at the, let's see if we can get the water temperature. That one does not have the water temperature. Are you kidding me? Why doesn't that? Yeah, no water temperature being reported at that one. All right, that's kind of important. Hopefully the next one has the water temperature. Let's see. Not good. If none of them are reporting water temperature, this is not good. Water temperature 78. So water temperature's in the high 70s. That's definitely above normal, for sure. And if we go to the Earth Null School and show you the sea surface temperature anomalies, you'll see that we're dealing with higher than normal ocean temperatures. So that means, as we've seen before, that the thunderstorms don't die off as quick as you would think that they would, because it's 4.3 degrees above normal, and and that gives us an actual water temperature of, around 78. So we have water temperatures in the upper 70s off to the south. So that's why I don't think these storms are going to be being killed off as quickly as we thought. I mean, we are seeing, we saw very high humidity on the South Shore today off the beaches. It wasn't really, even though it was a little cooler, the humidity was so much higher. It felt just as bad or worse than if you were inland. So I'm not so sure about these storms dying off. Now, this model does have the rain lingering into Friday morning as well. So go to the RGM, look at that one and see what that one looks like. I know it's a lower resolution. RGM's also kind of looking like the HDRPS as well. See how it's kind of really slow with getting rid of the rain. We'll go ahead and look at cloud cover next for tomorrow. So tomorrow we will start off with maybe a little bit of sun, but I think we'll have a good deal of clouds around, a little more than today. Obviously Friday we're going to be in the clouds most of the day until later, and then Saturday should be our next mostly sunny day. It should, but again, the wild card in all this is the wildfire smoke, which I'll go over briefly here. So we'll do that. Just do the vertically integrated because there's a lot of smoke up there that if we can get this air from eastern Canada in, we'll be good. So we'll have to see. It all depends on where this air is coming from. Right now, this is as far as the model goes. So we'll have to see. And when I come back here for Friday night, tomorrow night, I don't think I'm going to do a video. Unless we get any really crazy weather. Maybe I'll do a video if we get crazy weather. But that's pretty much what it's looking like right now. And again, so we have this flood threat for tomorrow. I'll go to the Ventus sky. I'll kind of show you a little more about this as we head tomorrow. You notice that there's an easterly wind. So that generally keeps Long Island cooler. Cloud cover. This model is like has a little less cloud cover, so it all depends on how much cloud cover there is. And there's just a lot of disagreements in the model, so it's really hard to say. I'm thinking there'll be more clouds. It will not be as hot as today. We won't see 90, but if there's more sunshine, we're definitely going to see 80s. But one thing is the humidity will wind up being lower. The dew points, well, I guess I spoke too soon. The dew points are high now on this model, so it's like a little bit lower, but I mean, the real relief doesn't come until Friday, but at least the heat is over. The heat wave is over. But now we are going to be dealing with some flooding risks for tomorrow. And I want to go back to the models. I just want to look at one other thing here, which is another indicator which we can use. That is, I think the European has it too. I'm hoping the other models have it. Gotta find it. It should be in here. Yeah, this is it. So this kind of shows you the deep moisture that we have. Yeah, this kind of shows the deep moisture that we have. All right. So that is that also is going to help with the enhance the flooding risk. Yeah, we don't get that product with the HRRR. Just with the longer range models, I don't know if we get that with the NAM. I don't think we do. I'll look. No. So, anyway, active day tomorrow, especially in the evening. So it's going to be wet. This could be flooding around. And again, possibly some strong thunderstorms. Kind of similar to what we had, I think, last week or a week or two ago where we had all that flooding going on. That might be in different locations this time. So that's why we have the flood watch in effect for tomorrow. So anyway, that's it. Have a good night.